Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ash, and it's time to unveil yet another special DLC for RPG Developer Bakin. This time, we're going to navigate to the game gallery. By the way, I never talk about this, but you can also access these DLCs from the Assets Showcase, which is just 2 stops below the game gallery. The links here will allow you to access the product pages and also just check out the descriptions. You can see which ones you have installed, which ones you have yet to purchase. But back to the game gallery. Today, we are going to be looking at the Desert Town Pack. We are editing this in restricted mode, which means we're not going to be able to make any savable changes, but of course you can just save this project as whatever you'd like and make whatever changes you'd like, even use this as the basis for your own new project, or just import this map or these assets into your existing project. Either way is fine. Now for this video, I could tell you all about the assets while we check out this provided map, a little sweeping view of everything. But I think instead I'm just going to test play because this particular game asset pack comes with its own project file that presents the assets and this world in an immersive way. So test play, Desert Town Pack, very immersive title screen. Okay, here we are, the White Winds, and we actually have a character that's outfitted with a sword and shield, and they inverted the camera movement. I don't know why anybody would ever do that. There we go, much better. So right away, this is using Bakin's ability to apply different environmental lighting to the map to give a very desert feel. You can just feel the harsh, sandy wind on your skin. We've got creatures. We actually have pretty immersiveness already out here. These giant cacti, obviously you can make these whatever scale you want when you put them into your engine. You see the white sort of silhouette of the character as I go behind objects, but you can toggle that on or off for your project as well. Whoa, that one just disappeared. I guess that's the edge of the map for him, and he'd probably respawn to somewhere else. Lots of sand, as far as the eye can see. Ooh, it's become night. Holy crap. We are now outside at night. It's daytime again, and the fires have been put out. We are going to go explore inside the town now. We've got a little fun event here where we can open up, the gate, not the menu. By the way, you can see several banners depicting different tribes, different nations if you'd like. You don't necessarily have to use these with the Desert Pack. You can import these into your project and have them represent whatever you'd like. Let's enter the town. It's not like the Gerudo town. We're not going to be kicked out by a tribe of very tall ladies. We're going in here to check out the dried up trees, the unique vegetation, and the overall look, the architecture presented. These assets are really quite lovely. They have an outline around them by default. You can absolutely turn this outline off in your resource settings, which I'll show you how to do momentarily. We've got some really nice cloth textures, materials happening here with the animation that makes it look really good. Whoa, and now it's nighttime inside the town. We'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit so you can see what effect this has on the character. The player character's got a lantern or torch, evidently. And then we have our windows lit up. Other than that, I think the daytime is much better, unless you want to put down a bunch of light sources to be able to really appreciate the town at night. Lots of 3D object sand and lots of building parts. So you can make your own building out of these different parts. You don't have to use these preset buildings at all. And again, the line that's around everything, that outline, sort of gives it its own unique visual style, its own distinction, but you can definitely go in and turn that off if it's not consistent with your settings. Or when I show you how to turn this off, you'll know how to turn on the line if you'd rather have a line for your other assets, no matter what the source of those assets is. So we have a actually set of stairs as well, meaning you can, that door actually worked. That's awesome. There was a door event there and it's locked. I wonder where else we can go, if anywhere. Well, we can't go in there. Somewhere around here, there is an interior because this map actually comes with, or this project file actually comes with an interior map as well. Maybe it's one of these beginning houses. Oh, they're locked. Locked hours, who's up? Okay, I know there's an interior map that's included with the project. I don't factually know that it's actually linked to any of these. But anyway, I do want to highlight and underscore the immersion capabilities of this asset pack. It is everything you need for your desert town. You don't necessarily have to use it for a desert setting. These are the kinds of materials and architectural designs you might see common to desert biome populated areas. But you can take these and use them in whatever context you like. The designs are really, really nice. So back to the map in the editor itself, and you kind of see everything in a different light. It gives you a little bit more of an appreciation for how they could look if you have different lighting. And just real quick, we're going to go into resources. So I was playing with this earlier in the Desert Town Pack folder, which you can absolutely move and put wherever you'd like in your total list of assets in your resources. This is in the materials, and this is where you're going to go under 3D stamps in order to change the outline property. And I just thought that this was really cool to see this outline with this asset pack. And I also thought that there might be a lot of people who would want to know how to turn that on or off, or maybe even make it bigger. If you just click on the material that you want to edit and go to the right side of the screen here, you can see under the outlines section, you have a use outlines, and you can turn that on or off. And you'll notice there's just a subtle little difference whenever we turn that on or off in the preview for the material. You can change the outline thickness, make that a little bit more obvious, change it to 1. And now we've got a pretty thick line that we can turn on and off. You can make that as big as you want to. You can make that an outline thickness of 5. You can make it 25, and you can change the outline color. So let's make it a dark brown, and we'll leave it at 5 just so I can hit OK. And then you can see right here in the map editor how that's changed the outlines just around the ropes that we did edit. So the rope materials will now all have this outline. Regardless of what object they are a part of, the rope material itself is what has this outline. So you could really agree that this could drastically change up the style of your game with just very, very little work. Unless you wanted to add an outline to everything, which I would not recommend, then you'd have to be going into every single one of your materials and adding the outline property that you desire to it. But there's some stuff that you can see really well now from really far away. It almost kind of gives it a handheld console kind of vibe. Like this is what the graphics might look like on a 3DS or something. And yeah, if you wanted to turn that completely off, we could just go into resources, go into our materials, and just uncheck use outline. And we could do this for everything. The fabric, the metal. A lot of the stuff doesn't use an outline by default, but some of it, like the wood, does. And this is just kind of unique to this asset pack. It doesn't apply necessarily by default to your Bakin materials, but you can make it apply to your Bakin materials. It's not a big deal at all. Let's take a look at the inner building and see what kind of interior decorations we can score with this pack. Lovely. Really well done. Would have liked to have seen a bigger room with this particular pack, just to showcase this stuff a little more, but this is fine. The room size is fine. We've got stairs here. We don't get a second floor, sadly. We get a lot of detail. That's really high resolution in the texture for this stuff. I love that we get these torch lights, these hanging baskets of coals that are alight, and we have a new light source now. This would work really well in your dungeon. And indeed, all of these interior assets and some of the exteriors could be used in your sort of sandy biome themed dungeons as well. And if you're a dungeoneer like I am, you know that this stuff doesn't have to necessarily go into a sand or western or desert biome themed dungeon at all. It can go into a lot of other themes of dungeon as well. Look at this set of cutlery and this lovely table and chairs, very rustic. Look at the candle. And that's the White Wilds. This map is actually 100 by 100, and you don't see a lot of performance loss or anything like that, despite the fact there is a common event keeping track of the time here in this map, which you could easily remove if you want to use this map for your own project and you don't want the common event timer. If you have your own common event timer that you'd like to add, it doesn't put a lot of hits on the performance at all. I'm a big fan of the carts being pulled by the camel and the man on horse out here in front. Really a strong opening to what this asset pack is all about, and definitely excited to use this stuff in my desert biome for my own projects. So thank you very much for watching. Huge thank you to SmileBoom for providing this asset pack to me, one of the RPG Developer BAKIN DLC Ambassadors. Make sure to check out the hashtags in the description below if you'd like to see the other ambassadors' takes on this asset pack, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a great rest of your day, and bye for now.